In this hypothetical scenario, a graduate student, Kate, wants to learn more about the HCI field. To do so, she examines 1,671 Chi Conference paper abstracts from 1999 to 2010 within the Jigsaw system. To begin, Kate opens the document cluster view that shows all the papers divided into 20 groups, resulting from Jigsaw's automated analysis. The clusters are labeled with 3 descriptive keywords taken from their documents. Kate notices clusters with terms from key area fields, such as mobile phones and usability testing. Kate next opens the list view, displays author, affiliation, and keyword entities, and then selects the Web Search Page set in the cluster view. Jigsaw highlights connections to those documents in orange, with darker shades for stronger connections. She notes that the authors Dumais, Cottrell, and Teven have the most connections to this cluster, and she notes strongly connected institutions and keywords as well. To learn more about the papers in this cluster, Kate creates a document view and then issues a show command on the cluster. Jigsaw then loads all of its papers into the document view. The word cloud at the top shows the most frequently used words in the documents. Above each abstract is the one sentence from it that Jigsaw selected to best summarize the document. Kate has heard that Brad Myers has published interesting papers, so she reverses the exploration. She selects Myers in the list view and observes the clusters in which his papers reside. The most, 6, are in the Techniques menu's selection cluster. She opens a new document view and issues a show command on Myers to examine all his papers. The word cloud there summarizes the papers and thus provides another overview of his research interests. She browses the abstracts and finds one published in 2004 about debugging interfaces built to answer users' why questions. She issues a command to show similar papers, and Jigsaw displays a new document view showing 4 other papers that also look interesting. To explore the collection in another way, Kate returns to the list view and sorts the different entity lists by frequency. She immediately sees that Balakrishnan was the most published author in this period, with Landay second and Gutwin, Hudson, and Tan tied for third. CMU, MSR Redmond, and Georgia Tech lead the affiliations, while the most common keywords are CSCW, ubiquitous computing, and user study. Kate now selects Stanford in the affiliation list and observes connections. Nass and Clemmer are the most connected authors, and Ubicomp, computer-mediated communication, and CSCW are the most connected keywords. Kate then selects Ed Chi in the authors list, remembering his name from the earlier web search cluster, and she notes his frequent co-authors, Sue, Kidder, and Paroli, as well as his collaborating institutions and common keywords. Curious about collaborations among labs and schools, Kate selects the top affiliations one by one and notices interesting patterns of collaboration. For example, MIT seems to co-author the least amount with others among this group. Kate now opens the document grid view, orders the documents by date, newest in the upper left, and colors the documents by size of the abstract. No correlation appears. Mousing over documents here, as in any other view, allows Kate to see the one-sentence summary of each document for context as well. Kate now returns to the cluster view, groups the documents by entity instead of text, and examines the Visualization, Studies, Technique cluster. Robertson, Hare, Wattenberg, and Cherwinski are the key authors in this cluster. Kate selects Robertson and shows his papers in a document view. She notes his 2002 paper, Women Take a Wider View, which looks very interesting. In the document grid, she chooses it as the basis for a similarity comparison done by Jigsaw, and then she orders and colors all other documents relative to it. She selects the 4 most similar documents to examine and finds other interesting papers on gender and virtual navigation. For fun, Kate now changes the grid view to show documents ordered and colored relative to a sentiment analysis performed by Jigsaw. Although academic paper abstracts don't lend themselves well to such analysis, she observes that Jigsaw portrays more Chi papers as positive rather than negative. And the happiest paper in the set is the 2009 paper by Diefenbach and Hassenzoll on the beauty dilemma.